Hello everyone, today's video I'm very excited for because it has been a while since I have done a, oh my god, I have some beautiful charity shop finds to show you. I basically went on holiday to Dorset with my boyfriend and it turned into a charity shop crawl. It really did. We went to loads of different towns and every town I was like,
there's a cat's protection, there's a men cat, there's an Oxfam.
So I'm just going to get straight into it. First up, I have a real find. I have a graphic novel. This is Ice Haven by Daniel Close. Now Daniel Close did the graphic novel Ghost World. I adore it, love it. All his stuff is very adult themed, indie. I feel like if you like Bob's Burgers, you'd like it. It's really funny, but then it kind of goes there with its themes as well. And this is just one of his graphic novels, so I'm excited to get to that. I then have The Hobbit by Tolkien. This is the only Tolkien I do not own, and guess what? I haven't read any of his books. What one should I start with? I have no idea. A few people said The Hobbit, so that's why I thought I'd pick it up. It's a really nice edition as well. Anything gold, I'm there. Little magpie. I then have The Language of Flowers, which is a book that tells you the meaning of flowers. So this one, like, alert flower means I feel my obligation. Oh my god. Periwinkle white flower means pleasures of memory, and it's all handwritten. If you ever read the book The Diary of an Edwardian Country Lady, which I love and I reviewed on the channel, this is going to be really for you because it's really handwritten and it's just a list of flowers and what they mean. I think it's a really nice idea. I think it's a really nice idea to kind of like plant these flowers for someone in a little pot, and they've all got different meanings. What a romantic present that would be. So this is a gorgeous book. And then I have another nature one. I have The Trees of Britain and Northern Europe, and this is just an old book just about trees. Really, it's just got loads of trees and what the trees are, and I love a little bit of nature, you know me. Also, I was in Dorset and we were in kind of like a countryside bit. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Quite a countryside bit. They don't talk like this in Dorset. What I was trying to say is I was in the countryside, so that's why I got those more countryside books, because I was like, look at me, the countryside queen, and now I'm back in like my little concrete area. I'm like, I'm not going to see a single tree. Next up, I have Heart Song. This is based on Vivaldi's Four Seasons, and it's about an orphan who she cannot talk, but she loves music, and it looks stunning. It's a children's book, and the illustrations in it look really gorgeous, so I'm excited to read that one. I then have The Wind and the Willows. I've got this really nice old edition, and it's got illustrations in it. A book that I got, which I don't know if I'm going to read, which to me is a sin, to buy a book that you don't know if you're going to read. But this is Peter Pan and Wendy by J.M. Barrie. Now, I've tried to read Peter Pan, and I find Peter Pan very bratty, and I'm not quite getting into it yet. And this is the next book, so not sure if I'm going to read it. But this has illustrations by Shirley Hughes, and the illustrations are gorgeous. Shirley Hughes, I've spoken about before on the channel. She illustrates a lot of children's picture books. I call her the queen of picture books, and Quentin Blake is the king of picture books. Remember that one. So she illustrated this, so I think that would be nice. I then have It's Your Year, Charlie Brown. Now this is interesting. So Charlie Brown and Snoopy and the Peanuts comics are like an old thing, and I love them, and I've reviewed them before on the channel. I think they're great. But this has been done by Scholastic and by a completely different person, but they've bought the rights. So Scholastic own the rights to Snoopy and those characters, so they've started bringing out their own versions, but they're not comic book scripts like the original.
They're not comic book script, like, I keep doing that bloody accent.
So what I'm trying to say, let me be a professional book news reader, they're papers, I'm shuffling papers, okay, is that they own the rights, so they've made up their own stories with those characters. I'm not sure if I'm liking it or not. This is not, you can see it's not a comic book, but it's him going through all the months of the year talking about it, so it's just a diary of Charlie Brown for a year, which I think it will be interesting, but it is completely different style than the original, and I am a stickler for an original. I then got Flower Fairies of the Winter by Cecily Mary Barker. Yes, I own the anthology of this. I own them all in a bind up, but I want to collect them separately as well because they're so beautiful. Basically, it's a picture of a fairy, and then it's something to do with that fairy, so it'll be like a little poem, and they are just gorgeous to collect. I love them. So yeah, I own the anthology, I know, same with Winnie Pooh, but I like to collect it as well, okay? I then have a book which title I think sums me up as a person. The Patience, Strong, Quiet Corner. Not at all, like I'm a shrieking wreck. But this is, it reminds me of the Fireside book, which I love, and it basically has a picture, and then here it has a little reflection, so like, tides are changing, change with the waves or get swept out. Like, all, I don't know, I did it in that voice, but all those weird ones like, the sun is setting, will you sun with it or rise like an eagle? I love anything like this, any proverb, anything like this, any little bit of wisdom, I am there. I think they're really relaxing books. I enjoy them. I love them. I then have this one, which is really interesting. I've started reading it. It's by Karen Wallace, and it's Raspberries of the Yangtze. And this is basically about a little girl and her brother and their adventures. So they live like near woods, and they're going in the woods and they're exploring. And she's saying what she thinks sex is, because she thinks she's got it down what sex is, and it's not. And it's funny and it's naive and beautiful within that naivety so far. So far I'm really enjoying this little tomboy girl. It reminds me of Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird. Sorry about that, my camera very rudely shut itself off, like, be quiet girl, I cannot be tamed. So anyway, what I was talking about is this very lovely and charming so far, and then last but not least is not a book. It is a board game, but we're all nerds here. I feel like if you like books, you're gonna like a little dabble in knitting, dabble in baking, dabble in board games. We're all the same here. This is Caesar and Cleopatra. It's a game for two people, so one of you is Caesar, one of you is Cleopatra. You know I'm Cleopatra, come on girl. Whew. And it has different cards, and it's like a tactical game of who's going to get Egypt. I haven't played it yet, but it looks so good. And that's it. That's all the books that I got in Dorset. There were so many charity shops, and I loved Dorset. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to let you go now, let you get back to your day, unless you want to, you know, browse around the channel. Come in, take your shoes off, sit down sweetheart. Go and have a browse if you want of me, or just leave and leave a thumbs down. Whatever floats your boat. So yeah, I will go now, and I'll see you again soon for another video.
Sabrina, get down. Get down. Oh my god, she's got the butter. She's obsessed with eating butter.